I remember that I told you one time, Scott, and you're gonna find this really weird. Have you ever wake up and like listen to a song? Like you wake up and you like, and you start singing a song, right? What happened to the fan?
You can turn on, but it might make.
Oh
noise.
yeah, that's right. It's because of the guitar thing. Never mind. Anyway, so I wake up to a song. Okay, and it's like,
You mean in your head?
In my head, right? A song like any song. It could
Is
be
it a song? Did you ever hear a song that you never heard before?
Yes.
In your dream?
And now it's kind of like
Those are interesting, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Oh, it's just a melody, you know. Then I'm kind of like, da, 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 da. And it's like, next time, seriously, I'm gonna just take my phone or whatever kind of recording device that I have and record it because it's nothing that I ever heard in my life before. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's unique.
I've had a few. I haven't had many.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like and you try to associate it with some song that you already heard in your life, and then I'm like, holy shit, man! I never heard of this stuff, and it's happened twice. Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to me a lot, but like people that have the natural gift for songwriting,
I'm just
hear it all the time.
No, I just
They wake up
Mhm.
with 10 songs, possibly, and then they have
That's
to get to
incredible.
it. Yeah. No, I mean it rarely happens with me, but when it does, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm just really the improv guy.
Name the song.
Yeah, I think it. Yes, I went. Do that. So I learned how to like kind of fast stuff, but I might have also been listening to a lot of. I was definitely listening to a lot of. Well, it was DAI, The Loop, WMET, WLS, whatever rock stations played. I absorbed all that shit like a sponge. So I might have actually been influenced to play that Buddy Holly song a little bit more aggressively because of what I had already stored in my head. Now, one thing I will say, I don't know if I have a inherited talent gene or whatever for music, but the ears don't lie. And you know, Joe and Dave, especially Joe and I have with Sing with the Band. You can find us at singwiththeband.com. Singwiththeband.com. Retaining all that stuff, and then I think muscle memory has to do with it too, where the part that you hear it in your head, you know how to play it on the guitar, which comes from lots and lots of playing, but there's that connection there that I think is easier for us than most people. And again, I don't know if that's born or if it's just what you develop from playing the fuck out of the instrument. Now, as far as playing other instruments, I didn't play bass.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's talk about that.
I didn't play bass or drums, actually.
You primarily started with guitar, and then what was your next instrument that you
Probably
moved
a
on to?
little bit of keyboard because my dad played. He had like a little Casio or Yamaha or something. And I think he ended up playing 96 Tears. 2-minute teardrops for one heart to carry on, and then. Yeah, he played that on the keyboard. So all it is this. Let's see. G-O. You're just going from G major to G minor in a inverted triad type deal. But
Keyboards and then
the keyboards and I kind of like messed around a little bit. I think I found some sounds, but I didn't really care. And honestly, my dad wanted to buy me a Gibson ES335, I think it's called. I always forget. Alex Lifeson played it from Rush, and lots of great players. And it had this really, really fat Les Paul tone, but it had this extra fullness, like a beer, not like this, but like a full body beer. You know, you could just it's very big sounding.
Mm-hmm.
And he also had, great amps and effects and everything too, which just really enhanced the already innate type, contained sound because it had F-holes. It was semi-hollow,
No, I know. I've seen your guitar, man. That fucking thing is so fucking.
But
heavy.
those are special because of you can play them acoustically and they're kind of loud.
How much are those things, by the way?
I don't know, probably $3,500. So,
Wow.
or less maybe. You can probably get an Epiphone for cheaper.
That's an Epiphone that you have in your hand.
Yeah. So the guitar, keyboard.
And then
So you wanted to buy me one of those for, I guess it was for my 16th birthday, or if I got good grades because I was a slacker or something. And I wanted a keyboard because all the keyboards then were like, oh, all these different sounds. Even though I hated most of the '80s keyboard songs, I wanted one for some reason.
They ruled back then. That was the thing.
Yeah, the Korg had
really
had some good stuff, rolling, but they were expensive, and it seemed like my dad was willing to pay $5,000 to $1,000 because we ended up. He encouraged me to get a guitar instead, and I don't know if they had any 335s or if I didn't like the look or I was 15 or 16. I don't know if I was really that into Rush then. I don't even know if I knew, pre-internet too. I had guitar magazines. If I didn't know what was if I knew what was being produced on some of those Rush records, I would have gotten that guitar. But I knew that Jimmy Page played a Les Paul. I didn't know that the Les Paul Custom wasn't exactly the one that he would have kind of played, which is what I have, which is what I ended up getting. There was a Black Beauty that they had, and I don't know why I didn't get that, but I ended up getting the silver, which is still a solid guitar, but it has a kind of mid-range that the Les Paul standards don't have. I might prefer the Les Paul standards because it's maybe a little more bitey, like a Gibson SG, like Angus Young plays. But as far as I almost was a keyboard player, even though I had played guitar for so long.
Wow.
So I got the Les.
Strange.
But when I got the Les Paul, it is. But when I got the Les Paul and some effects and an early Tascam 8, I guess it was a 4-track recorder. It was fucking massive too. That really once I knew I had, because of the multiple kind of, like if I had some original ideas in my head, how do you record it all unless you tell other people how to play it? And of course none of my friends know how to play anything anyway. But that's not true because I did end up showing my friend Ted Mannion how to play some stuff. All we did, it was funny because I said, so my friend Dave Sarkis, and he was pretty good, so he already knew, he probably played for about 4 or 5 years on guitar. We were 16. So it was A minor, D, and G, and there was like, there was a little drum beat on the keyboard. I'm recording of this somewhere. So that's what Dave did. I played keyboard, so I was just doing some stuff like that or whatever, just kind of feeling around. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew if you hit most of the white keys in this you'd be fine as long as you avoided F, because you want to hit F sharp when he went to A minor to D. So, and then probably the first time Ted ever played bass, and I said, just don't worry about fingering anything. I said, just play this.